jokes, yeah, you're insightful, but are you likable? You got jokes, you're the host, stand up. Are you likable?
Fiore. Fiore. Hello and welcome to Likable, a show where we discuss stand-up comedy from an entry-level perspective. I'm your host, David Stickle, and today I am joined by Dustin Fiore.
I'm gonna start telling all the hosts to announce me like that from now on. I'm like, you need the hand motion and everything.
Yeah, if you don't fucking hand motion, guy, this is you're not as Italian as we're making you seem.
No. Just way more on paper than in practice.
Hell yeah, that happens. I love it. You got the Pats hoodie, you got the Red Sox hat. Dude? I'm all aboard the Mayflower this year. I'm a Pats fan.
Listen, me too. I was big, but I don't know if you're a fantasy football guy too, but I play a pretty good amount of fantasy football, and my team name is the Quarterback Reaper.
Okay.
So like, I really love Drake May this year, but for the betterment of the franchise, I decided against drafting him, and it's kind of
okay, good.
It's kind of hurting me there, but I'm glad. I think the only thing I'm disappointed in is if the Pats aren't in it. I usually do like a Super Bowl party and cook and do all that, but if they're in it, I'm like, I need to be alone. No one can be around me. Keep breakable objects away. So.
I go to my buddy's in New Hampshire. He lives in Mason, New Hampshire. Okay, and he's a Broncos fan, but I'm a Pats fan. All right, so every other year we go up to his spot. It's a beautiful home. He's got a great house. But we watch the Super Bowl there as college roommates, and the Atlanta Super Bowl. Dude, for most of that game, I'm just like dead silent. And my hands are, and everybody's like, oh, like my buddy Andrew hates the Patriots, and he hates them enough to be like, they could still come back. He was the only one at the party that had faith that they were still going to win the game, and this is because he was rooting against them, and everybody else is just like, nah, this fucking sucks, like whatever. And then what happened?
It's funny you would say that because I was living in Denver at the time, and my roommate was a Broncos fan.
Hell
I was
yeah.
just watching it, and of course he came out like at halftime or something to kind of like make fun of me, and I just looked at him. I was like, it's never over. And then he just kept coming out, and I look, and I was like, it's never over. And then they scored the one, and I just kicked the door in his room, like, it's never over. So that was a good time.
We had opposite experiences, but similar in the same way. That's so funny, man. Yeah, I mean, I love the Pats, man. It's been, thank you Patriots for some good years.
Yeah, got me through some dark times. Like at least I had
dark times. I was in Boston for the second Super Bowl that they lost to the Giants, and I remember walking around the streets, and I'm like, God, it just feels like the whole city's at a funeral right now. And like, I had a New York driver's license, so I try to go into a bar afterwards. I'm wearing a fucking Brady jersey, and I try to go into a bar, and the guy's like, hey man, we don't want any problems, like you can't come in here. And I'm like, I'm in a fucking Pats jersey, like I need like this alcohol. Yeah,
you just gonna rip it off of an Eli Manning jersey.
Yeah, they thought I was gonna fuck with them.
They were looking out for you.
Those bastards, dude. That fucking sucked, man. But thankfully more wins than losses in the Super Bowl situation. A lot of football talk to start off this episode.
I was gonna say I'm sure that's what everyone tuned in for. NFL today.
We're gonna start a sports podcast. So you're out of the Connecticut comedy scene, which is cool. Do you remember how we met?
I do. Okay. I do. We were on a show together at Rhino. Was that the first time we were on one?
Was Rhino the first time?
I thought there was one at Rhino before we did the Broadway shows.
I don't know. I get those
the shows
mixed
with
up.
Conrad.
Yeah. I think Broadway was first.
Okay, maybe I think it might have been Broadway, Rhino, then Broadway again. But
I've only done Broadway once.
Okay,
so I got you the one time.
Okay, yeah. It was Conrad, who's actually he was at the first open mic I ever did.
Really?
Happened to be there and talked to me and got my information afterwards, and then it was probably like 9 months later is when that show happened at Broadway.
Hell yeah, so, that's sick.
Yeah.
I didn't know who Conrad was. I was going to the Levity Live mic like every Friday, and I haven't been able to go for a while, but I'll go back. But I was going there, and then I remember in the middle of my set, I'm like, telling a story that was pretty gross, actually. And he walks in the room, and everybody's like, oh, like the host of the Levity Live mic just immediately gets up and goes over and gives him daps. Like, everybody loves Conrad there. So I get done and whatever. And then I just remember talking to him for like 45 minutes after the mic. And he's like, yeah, man, you got some good stuff. You got some good stuff. Hit me up. And I was like, all right, cool. And then, I think it was maybe like 2 months later, he asked me to do my first city show, which was, which was
yeah,
where
same for me. That's a big one when you're starting out your first New York City show.
Yeah,
So,
dude.
That was
It's
awesome.
pretty
Shout out
wild.
to Conrad.
Yeah, and it's Broadway too. So
Yeah.
I think some people, like, as I've gotten more experience in comedy, like, how long you been doing comedy for?
Probably about 2 years now. I would say like when I met Conrad, it was like about 2 years ago. I did like my first mic, and then I only knew where there was like one place they were doing it, and they canceled, so I didn't get any in for like a few months, and then I found out about like some other places. So yeah, so I'd say probably a year and a half, 2 years, somewhere in there.
Okay, yeah. So I mean, I've been doing it for like a year and a half, and it just kind of feels like some people like shit on Broadway, and I don't know if it's because it's like they do bringers or like what the deal is, but I mean, it's like, I don't know, like I still think like, especially Hudson Valley comedians, like if you get a chance to fucking do a city spot, like fucking do it, dude.
Yeah, I honestly, because it's like when you're in the city, you never know who's gonna be in the room, or even like who's a comedian that you'll meet that you'll get in touch with, and you'll start
Yes,
like Mike or who's it, like Meaty. I've seen in a few other things. Like, there's people that I met there, and like it's just good to network. I mean, I did a roast battle at Midtown New York Comedy Club like a few weeks back. So it's just anytime I feel like you can get there and you can get in front of people like that, you can do it. But I don't know. I feel like people are cool with it, and then once they like book a few New York shows at different clubs, they start to like really look down on Broadway as like this entry level club.
Yeah.
So I don't know. A lot of egos, but
Yeah,
I thought it was. They got two rooms. They got the bigger room downstairs. They got the smaller room upstairs. But
Yeah, that was the one I did.
same.
So,
But I mean, hey,
yeah.
especially it's like, for me, I know people who live in the city, and it's hard for them to come out and see me. So even if I can just get a show like that and get some people that I know to come out.
Yeah, it's like I've done different spots in the city, and like for a venue that and the one we did wasn't a bringer, which was nice, because Conrad put it together. But I've done spots in the city, and it's just like, man, like sometimes you get like 5 people to show up for this show, and you're playing to like 5, and like rightfully so, because we're charging $10 less than the Comedy Cellar, and it's only around the corner,
Yeah. Well, but it's like I said, I did a show at New York Comedy Club, Midtown, which is, I'd say, one of like the bigger name club kind of in the area. And there was a show before me. I think it was like Judah Friedlander. There were like some bigger comics on it, but the room's not that much bigger than Broadway. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like so much of it is so arbitrary of like what people say is a good, like, is it full of people? Is it a professional setup? Is the lighting legitimate?
Yeah, that's what I care about, like how are we being treated? Because if this just feels like something they just kind of threw together on the side, like restaurant shows.
Yeah,
like, those are so rough.
I did, honestly, one that I've been doing, and shout out my guy Chris. I don't mean it in a bad way. It's a cool thing. We started. There's a place that's kind of like a smoke shop type place.
Okay,
it's a little like little like flea market things.
Okay. Is it like cigars or is it weed?
No, it's weed.
Okay,
but it's like, so it'll be like different growers and stuff come in. And there's this room, and then in the back we just set up a thing and do like a little stand-up show back.
Hell yeah,
so a few of those, but it's cool. You get out to people that might not normally think to come out to a stand-up show. So I think that's the thing that I've realized doing this is like there's so many shows that seem like, oh, this isn't a weird place or it's a weird thing, but it's like, who knows? You never know where you're gonna be, who you're gonna meet, people that are gonna follow you, they're gonna help push your content. Or
100%. Like that's the thing that like blows my mind about like I think younger comedians, maybe not, or just, I guess it's not just strictly younger ones, but like the networking of this whole thing is like, probably one of the more important parts. It's
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
mean, for me, I'm really not a big social media person. Like up until I started doing comedy, I kind of had a Facebook, but that's more because I moved a lot. So I used to have it as a thing to like stay in touch with people. But like I didn't have an Instagram, I didn't have a TikTok. And I'd start meeting comedians and I was like, man, I'm not going to be able to like network or do any of this stuff without one. So that's where like, you know what I mean? My Instagram account started like, I mean, I don't have like a separate one from my personal one, but I only really started it for comedy.
same. I have the Likable page, and I've got my personal page, which is my comedy page.
Yeah.
But comedy's become my identity, so
Same,
which is
yeah.
pretty sad.
No, I get you. I do the same thing every once in a while, post something about the Pats, post a picture of my girlfriend. But other than that, it's mostly comedy. So
I post about the Pats, post a picture of your girlfriend. It's
it's understandable.
Yeah.
Lots
She's a
of
beautiful
likes.
woman.
She is.
Yeah. Very good job, man. Hell yeah. Smooth transition. You got some bits you're working on? Any bits about your girlfriend?
I have some. There's some that she's like kind of tangentially involved in.
Okay.
I mean, I try not to make it too much about her all the time. Although it's funny because we met on Hinge,
Okay.
and I'll never forget that on her page, one of her like little prompt things was like, "I'm looking for somebody who can," and it said, "Roast me as much as I roast them."
Okay.
And now I'm like actually a comedian and do like roast battles all the time. So like, be careful what you wish for. So, she really lucked out with that one. But yeah, I got
So have you roasted her?
no, I mean, just playful stuff with that. It's
Yeah.
funny too, because some of my other comedians would be like, "Oh, we should do like a birthday roast. She should roast you." She's like, "No, because if he says one thing about me, I'm just gonna cry."
Yeah.
So,
You're too
but-
close to the source.
exactly. Let's see. I got one. Well, I have one that's kind of involving like her. I guess her that I'm kind of still developing. It's like her and my mom. So it starts out like I'm in the car with my mom. She's in the passenger seat. And we pull up to a red light, and it's 2 lanes. And the person in front of me has one of those trucks with like the extra wheel. So it's like the 4 wheels. So
Okay,
it's like
the
the
dually.
dually. Is that what
Yeah.
So it's real wide and it's taken up kind of thing, but it's not like we're going anywhere. And my mom's like, "Oh, look at this motherfucker behind your big truck and your tiny dick." And she just starts going in, and I'm like, "Hey, come on, like, got the windows down." She's like, "Oh, there's nothing they're gonna do this, that." And I was like, "Bob, you raised a great man, you raised a lawyer, but you also raised a bitch. And whoever gets out of the car is gonna absolutely kick my ass." And she's stuff like that. But it's like, so basically the concept is that, as I'm not a fighter, but between like my mom and then I was like joke sometimes, my girlfriend, you bump it, "Excuse me." She's really, and really pretty. So, but no, she's great. She's not going to get me in a fight, but
I had an ex, and I know she doesn't listen to this, so we're okay. So I had an ex that we were out at a restaurant in town here, and this guy who is, I guess, Post Malone's like agent or whatever was in town. Like, he lives in the area.
Okay.
And he's very boisterous at the bar. Okay, so very boisterous. And we're sitting at a table very far away from the bar. Didn't interact with this guy at all. But like, we get done with our meal and we're walking away, and she's like, no. No. And I'm like, "What's going on?" And she goes, "Oh, I was just trying to figure out like if that guy grabbed my ass, like if you would do anything." And I'm like, "What?" You could tell we didn't work out. I'm like, "What?" She goes, yeah. I was just curious if you would defend my honor or something like that. And I'm like, I would probably just yell at him. I'm a big yeller. I'm not gonna just punch a guy. Because out of context, like nobody's gonna see him touch her ass, but they'll see me fucking hit him in the face, and then it's like, also. It's the MMA days now, man. Anybody can whoop my ass.
That's
no
that's
problem.
very true, because you're like a bigger guy. I'm a smaller guy, but I do feel like I also fall into that size where people could think I do jujitsu.
Dude,
and,
you
like,
could
twist
fucking
him into a
you could
pretzel.
whoop my ass. Like, I
but
don't know that.
Definitely not. But that's the thing is, like, I never, even when I was a kid, I just I just run my mouth a lot, so that's how I get out of fights.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
do that, and then people, ooh, and then I don't have to actually do the fighting.
Yeah.
So I'll definitely stand up for it, but I'm probably gonna lose.
Yeah.
It's almost certain.
I feel like unless the guy does MMA based off of his stature, like I could have won. but like also it just doesn't look good when you know.
Too old for that.
Yeah. I mean, I was
for that
30-ish at the time. Not a good look.
But I look out for those things if I'm anywhere. Like if you got cauliflower ear,
dude. Yeah.
you start talking shit. You got that, big dog.
Yeah.
You got that. Or like anytime I see someone with a beard but no mustache, don't trust it.
Yeah.
I don't trust it. You
Named
can't.
Kyle, dude.
Yeah. Or one of those Dagestani people like Khabib. Mm-mm.
Yeah, those people are
Sorry.
scary. Not just xenophobia. Dude, I fucking that's when you go the opposite direction. You know, you get very intense about being friendly, you know? Because if you're scared about getting your ass kicked and they're like getting up in your face, you're like, I could just fucking suck your dick right now, dude. I'll fucking, I'll pull your pants down and just go down. And then they're like, then you got to hope that they're just homophobic and you can get out of there.
Yeah.
You know?
I think it also works that with my like Boston temper, I think people just assume when I'm talking like that I must be an actual psychopath, and like I'll take it too far, which I might. So
Bill Burr has done years of work for you already.
Oh yeah.
You're safe, man. This is awesome. It's a good place here. What other stuff are you working on?
Let's see. I started to do it.
What kind of apps do you use for writing? Is this a iPhone or is it an Android?
This is an iPhone. So this is called Comedy Companion.
Whoa. Okay.
Pretty cool. I like it. So you can.
We're doing a plug for Comedy Companion
right
now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Shout out if you want to sponsor me.
Yeah. Same actually.
But now it's cool. You can kind of do it jokes individually like that, and then there's like a set list way, so you can kind of just import them and see how they go. And you can also time like per joke. You can put like we're like, oh, this joke's 1.5 minutes, this joke's 2 minutes, this joke's 4 minutes, and then when you're trying to do a set and you're like, oh, I got 10 minutes, you can kind of look and see like what would fit in where. So it's good for like putting together sets. I like it for that, and I like having it on my phone like separate from the notes app, so it's just comedy, so I don't like get it mixed up with grocery lists. Or
Dude,
anything,
that's genius, man. Wow, I didn't know about this.
Yeah. I don't even know where I heard it. I think I might have just Googled it one day because my handwriting is too messy. So even if I go up there and I have it for notes, it doesn't do me any good because then I'm just staring at the page that I can't read.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, so I've been using this for notes. Yeah, it's good. I mean, I don't know. I'd say one that I've been working on for a little while that I like is one. So the premise kind of starts off about how it really bothers me when you hear someone say that they were born in the wrong time, like they should have been born earlier, and the time that they say is before like the 70s. Because I feel like they don't think about it; they just think about surface level things.
Like fashion,
right? It was like right after like the Great Gatsby movie came out with Leonardo DiCaprio, and it was like, I love the cars and the clothes and the movies. And I was like, yeah, you know what you wouldn't love? Polio. The fact that you would need your husband to sign off for you to have a bank account, or like, what about food? You got to eat food 3 times a day. And I follow a page on Instagram called Sandwiches of History. I don't know if you've ever seen that page. You should check it out. It's wild.
Sandwiches of History.
It's this guy, and he just buys these, or finds whatever, these old like printed published cookbooks, and he'll just make whatever it is. And I was watching one, and he made a prune and radish sandwich.
Ugh.
Exactly.
Ugh.
And so, it's like you hear women all the time and they're like, oh, they say men used to go to war. And I'm like, yeah, I would rather storm the beaches of Normandy with a ballpoint pen than come home from 12 hours in the coal mines to a prune and radish sandwich.
So like that was definitely a thing, I think, when Mad Men came out too.
That's another one.
Yeah.
Those period piece things.
Yeah.
People come out and they just get like the highlight version of stuff, and they don't think about like anything else.
You'd be watching that with women, and then they'd be like, oh wow, I just wish I was from that period because of the fashion and all that kind of stuff. I'd be like, I could just hit you back then, right? Like I could just that would be
like back then you wouldn't even be able to say this.
Yeah.
Like, you wouldn't be in the same room as me.
Yeah, you'd have to be in the fucking doing women things back then, which was they had a definition for that back then, which is crazy.
Well, and then even you hear people and they're like, oh, they used to do this earlier, and people used to get mad, or be those like, creepy guys trying to defend like dating a girl who's so young, and they're like, you should get married at 15. I'm like, yeah, and you said die at 30, so that was middle age. We got modern medicine. Women live this country live to what, like 84 now?
Yeah,
I think you can wait till their frontal lobe forms, creepo.
That's so true.
I just thought it was weird. It was like Leonardo DiCaprio. He would always break up with them like right when they turn 25, which is exactly the year that your brain stops fully forming. And I was like, I can't help but think there might be a correlation between these.
When your brain fully forms, you also just chill out about the Titanic. You're like, actually, this movie isn't that good. He's like, we need to see other people.
I've never seen that movie.
Really?
And I started out more just because, like, I'm not a movie guy. But then I kind of started just to, like, be a contrarian, where now, even though people tell me I should see it, it's one of those things where I'm just going to, like, do everything possible to not. I don't have a good reason for it. It's just
me with
like,
Game of Thrones, man.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Oh, yeah. I can't do it. I think there's so many seasons, and I'm just like, I can't commit a lifetime to this. This is too much.
It's hard. You know, honestly, like, I love the show. Like, I've seen it a couple times, but it's like such a big world, and there's so many. And that's another thing with these period movies is they do stuff and they have these really old sounding names, and I'm like, I can't keep track of all. Like, I need like a guide to go with it while I'm doing it.
Do you remember? Were you a video gamer when you were a kid?
Yeah, like sports, shooters, that kind of stuff.
Do you remember when you used to be able to buy the video game and you used to be able to get the guidebook that came with it?
Yeah, the strategy guide.
Yeah, like Grand Theft Auto. There was a whole catalog of the cars in the game. That would keep me motivated to play that game sometimes, to be like, well, I haven't found the cheetah yet, you know? And then it would just be, that was sick, dude. They need that for modern day sitcoms, I think.
Yeah. So you think we're ever going to get GTA 6, or are they just going to like stretch this out forever?
Listen,
death by 1,000 cuts.
I personally think I sent them a letter, and I was like, hey guys, budgeting wise, if I save $25 a month now, by the time the game comes out, I'm not going to be able to afford the console. So I need you to wait 6 more months, and then I'll be able to afford the game and the console, you know? And they listened. Which is awesome. They're like, actually, no problem, Dave.
That's great. I'm glad they were looking out for you. Like
yeah. Rockstar Games pretty chill.
yeah, they're great. Yeah. Honestly, I don't play them as much as I used to, so like I'm still a whole generation behind on the consoles. And I was like, I don't play anything enough to buy a new one until GTA comes out.
100%.
So,
it's a tough pill for me to swallow, to be like, all right, well, when this game comes out, I definitely know I want to play it, and it's more for just like this crazy. I mean, it looks unbelievable, you know? And like, I'm like, man, it's a tough pill for me to swallow that no matter what, I'm dropping like $500 on this, you know? And that's just crazy, because it's just like, because I don't game at all right now. Like I probably haven't played a video game in like a year, 2 years, something like that. And but I do this weird thing where I always used to make fun of like my nephew and friends that would like watch people play Call of Duty, and now I'm just like, my Facebook algorithm is all Red Dead Redemption 2 clips, and I don't know why.
I was just gonna say that's like the only thing I got COVID when COVID actually happened, like before the vaccine came. Like I got like the OG original, like you thought you were gonna die.
Yeah.
I was like 30 minutes from. I was like, oh man, I should just go to the hospital.
Yeah.
And I just downloaded Red Dead Redemption 2 and played it. Like, even now, if I just have some free time, I'll throw that on, but
it looks unbelievable. Like I've debated buying the console just to play that until Grand Theft Auto comes out, you know? But I'm like, man, my writing is really going to suffer, because
anytime I'm in the middle of something, I'll be like robbing a train, and I'm like, God, I should be writing a fucking joke.
Why can't I write old-timey jokes like
Got
this?
it together, right? Just playing this, like I'm going to be like wandering through the mountains, and like inspiration will strike me.
Yeah.
Like, something in the tavern in Valentine. That's really where the gold is.
Yeah, you try to seek inspiration, so you just use the character and you go sit on a mountainside and just stare at the sunset for virtual.
I'm just virtually fishing, trying to brainstorm.
Yeah. You're virtually in the shower. It's just like, I write my best bits in here. I feel like this is on a live stream, dude.
It is kind of crazy to me how much like that's become like a lucrative career.
Video gaming?
Because like I just remember when we were younger and there were like a bunch of people there, and you had like the worst thing in the world was having to watch other people while you were waiting to get on the sticks. Like,
yes,
you're playing like your boys are playing Madden and you have to wait to get on. That was torture. Now people are like, oh, I can't wait to get around. I'm like, why don't you don't play? I mean, here I almost sound like a boomer now, but
it's crazy that the market for like Twitch has like exploded the way that it has, because it's just like, I've never been so, I mean, because it is like they get that experience of watching their friend play, but they just could play. You know, it's weird, right? Because they just watch other people do
And
it.
it's like not even just that. It's like they watch it with movies or music videos or music react, and it's like it's like people can't do anything unless they're watching somebody else like reacting to the thing as opposed to just doing it.
Yeah, they don't know
themselves,
how to feel. Yeah,
but
it's like there's like for football games, there's like watch along podcasts.
Oh yeah,
and,
I've seen those.
You know, like Rogan does this with UFC, right?
Yeah.
And it's like God damn it, like let's just watch the game. Like that's what we played Troy and Buck for, you know?
Right. Usually I'm telling them to shut up too.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't need my buddy here who knows even less than them.
Exactly. At least Tony Romo is going to give me some insight at some point, you know?
Yeah.
It's crazy. Oh man. Fucking I don't know. I also don't think and this is maybe me just being like a snooty bitch about it, but like video game graphics like aren't as good as I remember them being, you know?
I almost feel like you kind of hit like that
like
plateau
realness
point where it's like, I mean, you could do like incremental things, but even like you said with the Red Dead Redemption 2 stuff, even when I throw that on now, I'm like, man, this game's from 2018. Like, how much better can you really get? This is not like when we were playing like, you know, Madden 2000 and it's all just like pixelated people and their arms are moving at like 90-degree angles.
WWF No Mercy. Unbelievable, dude. Unbelievable. But that was amazing because they basically just figured out a way to put a picture on a cube face, you know?
Right.
And I was like, oh my God, that's The Rock's face. And it was like amazing. And then, but I'll like play a video game now. And I think it's because like I've got AI stuff on my phone that makes everything look so realistic that like when I turn on a video game, and it's obviously a way different like processor thing, but I'm just like, this isn't good, you know? You know, landscapes are beautiful in video games, but yeah, I don't know, the people kind of bother me sometimes. I don't know, but that's why I haven't played video games. I'm standing up to video games right now. Big video game.
Big video game.
Yep. I'm standing up to them.
Speaking of big video game, I thought of something when I was doing, you know, because I'm a good guest, so I was doing my research and watching some of your old podcasts.
Thank you.
I saw this design behind me. Have you noticed that like all of a sudden in the last 4 years, these hexagons are everywhere? Like, I feel like it was just like a normal, like one of the other shapes in geometry, you know, pentagons, squares, rhombuses. All of a sudden, I go to my barber. He's like, oh, we're doing a renovation. Hexagon lights in the ceiling. I follow my old barber's page. He redid his, same thing. I go to my therapist. He's got these, like, what is going on? It's just like Big Honey trying to, like...
Dude, fucking hexagon is the future, guy.
Man.
I'm sorry you don't know this.
This is hexagon propaganda.
You want to know why?
Manufacturing consent.
It's subtle, but Marvel has implemented the hexagon. That's how they travel through time and space, is through a series of hexagons.
Okay.
So now
I'm not a comic book superhero guy, so I did miss the connection.
Don't worry,
I get
it's
it.
in your real world.
You're filling in the gaps.
Yeah. Pretty soon I'm going to be able to sling around, you know what I mean? Because of hexagons.
Oh, you know what I was thinking is like, I love the idea of teleporting, but like, do you have any idea how fat we would be if we could teleport?
Oh,
like how many people, like I feel like people that don't go to the gym regularly, like their only exercise is walking places. Like we would invent the teleportation thing, and then in like 5 years we would have to totally redo it because we would all be too fat to fit inside.
100%. Like, yeah, we can't buffer that amount of body weight. You know, like we have the 600-pound life model, but we reserve that for the fatties. You know, we can't let you.
That
have
show
that.
is so underrated. That doctor is like my favorite person.
I've not seen.
You never seen?
No.
Oh my god, it's this guy, and I don't necessarily think he's like being mean on purpose. I just think he's probably like really autistic and like really also just honest. They'll come in and some lady will be crying because she like gained 2 pounds and you know she needs to lose like 400 to get the surgery. And he's like, I was doing my best, and he's like, were you? Like he's just so snarky the way that he says stuff back, and like they get so mad and start crying. And I was like, I mean, they did have to forklift you out of your house to get to this appointment. So like maybe, and then it's also weird because I'm like, you went on the show. What did you think they were going to say? Like eat 6 cheesecakes a day? Like,
has it been the same doctor since the show started?
I mean, I don't know if it's even still new, if they're still doing it, but I feel like for the same time it was. It is the same guy. And he also has like a kind of a unique, like kind of like nasally voice. So I don't know if that makes it sound like extra snarky when he says, and he's also kind of fat.
Wait,
So part of you-
600 pounds.
Well,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Part of them is probably the people like, who are you? And then you're like, all right, I guess there are levels to
Yeah.
this. And
That's
he's like, I walked in the room.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
who
That's
are
why
you?
he took the gig, actually. 'Cause
Yeah.
he's like feeling bad about himself, and he's just like, I think I need to make fun of morbidly obese people to have my day go the way
Did they say in the land of the blind, the man with one eye is king?
Yeah, exactly.
That's it.
Yeah, the fucking donut man. He's just got a little pooch. Yeah, good for him, dude. Yeah, I honestly, yeah, that's actually how I should handle weight loss. I don't like. Is that show still a thing after Ozempic? Like, I feel like, the Ozempic thing has really made me disappointed in like those Facebook posts or Instagram posts where people are like, I lost 100 pounds this year. I'm like, all right, well, did we do it the old fashioned way or did we do it the unnatural way? Like, what's the deal? Like, I'm not gonna lie, like I take some of that shit. I'll let you know. I'm pointing at
Sponsor.
Yeah.
Like,
Sponsored.
You got a banner on the wall.
Yeah, fucking yeah. Merrick Health, I'm sponsored. No, so no, I take some of it, but it's because I would be a diabetic if not. Okay, so that's why I take this shit.
Wasn't that like what it was initially for? Like, I feel like I remembered hearing about a lot of these things for that. And then I feel like it was a slow thing. So at first it was just, it's for, diabetes, for these other health issues. And then at the end they would be like, and it's been shown to do weight loss in certain trials, but it was like a side note. And then they would get like closer to the beginning of the commercial. And I'm like, you're just making this a weight loss drug.
Yep,
Like, you're just, it's slowly like the boiled frog thing. And before you know it, it's like not even for diabetes, for whoever it was in the first place.
I'm on such a criminally low dose because like I have to admit that I take it because I'm not going to be one of those people that doesn't admit that they takes it. But I'm also like, the dose is so low that I'm like not losing weight. And I'm like, motherfucker.
Worst of both worlds.
Yeah, because
people are judging you and you suck at it.
Because I still have to stab myself in the stomach once a week. Like, this sucks.
All of the judgment and none of the results.
I know, it's fucking terrible.
I also think it's funny too because it's almost the way I feel about guys who like go to Turkey and they get the hairline thing, but they wait until they're like already all the way bald. And I'm like, you didn't move. Like, what, you think you're gonna go into work in 2 weeks? People be like, oh my god, your hair grew back.
Yeah,
like everyone knows you're doing it.
Yeah,
people get the Ozempic and they're like, oh no, it's natural. I'm like, I've known you for 20 years. You have no willpower at all. Like, I know you're cheating.
6 months ago, I watched you eat 3 cheesecakes. Like a fucking asshole.
As David recorded his podcast, he thought to himself, I should plug upcoming show dates. And then he thought, I should try to imitate Morgan Freeman. And somehow he sounds like he's somewhere between Stanley from The Office, and maybe he's not quite deep enough to become Morgan Freeman, but he thinks it's pretty damn good. So, here's the show dates. All right, everybody, 12/1, I am doing Threes Brewing in Brooklyn. Yes, on 12/6, I am I almost said recording because I'm recording here. This thing right now. Master of improv. So fucking good, dude. It's like, how do you come up with this, Dave? I don't even know. Can you tell I need friends? All right, at 12/6, Comfy Clash, round 2. I will definitely need friends for that, but I won't have them because I'm fighting for my fucking life. And a gladiator goes out into the arena all by themselves. I'm not some chooch, and that sounds racist, but I think it's remark about genitals. Anyways, I'm not some genitals about bringing a bunch of people and hoping to win. I'm gonna make people laugh. That's all I'm gonna do. And you know what? I'm probably gonna lose, but turduckins. All right. Moving on. 12/13. We got a don't tell. I can't tell you about it. Why did I tell you now? 12/27. Comedy show, Albany, New York. Potential headliner I've know of but not met. Pretty big name. And then very different brand of comedy than mine. 12/31, we were at Laugh It Up doing a showcase, I think for charity, and I will not be there until the ball drops because I am an old man and I will get tired and then call my mom to drive me home because she cares about a little boy. She cares about a little boy so much. All right, what do you think, Morgan? Well, I thought that was probably a good summation of the upcoming tour dates. But then David realized that he's recording this and it's almost about to hit 3 minutes. So then he thought we should probably get back to the show. All right, guys, back to the show.
We spoke together. I know what your munchies are like. Yeah.
They know your order at Taco Bell. And they get new employees every 2 weeks. So what's going on? That's yeah, it's an interesting thing. I forget what I was going to say about that. But no, it's just like it does like change the appetite a little bit, you know, but like I still eat like shit because we go to comedy clubs, you know.
Yeah.
So like if you're around chicken tenders and chicken tenders only, like I'm fucking get chicken tenders.
It's like I've noticed that all comedians are either like functioning alcoholics or in recovery. Like I feel like everyone is either drinking or they get up there and like, so I've been sober for 3 years now. Mm-hmm. And I just noticed I was like, oh, I've been drinking a lot. And then I started doing comedy. I'm like, oh my god, I'm drinking even more.
Yeah. I used to maybe have like 1 or 2 beers a week, and now I have like 4 a week. You know, basically one every day that I do comedy, and it's just like, god damn it! Like I'm like, in the beginning, I'm like, well, I gotta support the venue. You know,
I don't want to be over here just drinking their free water.
Yeah, I don't want to be that guy. But now I'm just like, all right, let's play good.
I also honestly, I don't really do well with comedy. Like I'm like a drink or two. Mm-hmm. I usually just grab like a lighter beer or something, but. Mm-hmm. I don't know, one time I didn't think I was going to make the list at a mic, and then somebody bagged. So the guy was like, oh, you can get up there. And I was it did not go well. Yeah. Honestly, I have a lot of respect for people who can like get really drunk and do stand up. But
me too.
It's not for me. I lose track of time and what I'm going. I lose my transitions. My timing's not on. So
I think, I'm a big guy. So like one beer never really fucks with me. I think one time alcohol came in clutch is like when I got asked to do like a sold out show like last minute, and I was not prepared at all, but I had my phone screen on and I kept the beer next to the phone screen, so I just did that casual sip throughout the set. And I'm like, thank God I drink fucking something here. You know what I mean? I guess I could have drank water, but you know, I'm not gay.
Yeah. No, I do the same. I usually keep my phone in that same area, but I feel like if I talk for too long and I don't drink anything, my voice gets like really dry.
Okay.
So I'd say every like few jokes or so, I usually take a little sip of water. It's good for pacing too, you know.
100%. You ever get
far ahead of yourself?
You ever get that like that dry feeling under your tongue where it's like, I don't know if you could hear that.
Oh yeah. Right up on stage.
Yeah, and you're just like...
It's the worst, too, because you just... And it's like, nobody knows what's going on, but because everybody's staring at you, you feel like everybody knows. Mm-hmm. Or like I've noticed before, it's like I was going to go, but then the person, someone wasn't there, so I had to go up earlier than I wanted. I'm like, oh, I really have to go to the bathroom. I was like, everyone must know how bad I have to pee now.
I would just address it right off the top.
Like, guys, sorry, I got to go.
Yeah.
I cut this short.
I'm going to piss my pants while talking to you guys, actually. That probably helps you like stay in the moment, no?
I would say, well, it depends. If it's like real, cutting it real close, I feel like it's one of those where you're like, it's the only thing you can think about. Yeah. But yeah, no, I don't know. I think that's honestly part of my comedy journey too, is trying to find like the perfect level of like a little high, a little drunk, whatever. Like where it is to get into that perfect zone. Yeah, to like deliver it the right way.
I think I want to stick to like just one beer, if anything, just because it's like. I mean, because I've done shows where like I just drink water the whole time and I don't feel like I notice much of a difference, but I do notice that like maybe my crowd work suffers a little bit. And I don't know if it's just because like one beer like lowers the anxiety just enough for me to be coherent. I don't really know. I don't know. But this isn't sponsored by
a crowd work. You a crowd work guy, or
so
this is like one of the things that always interests me with comedians.
Yeah.
Hijack your interviewing.
No. So I host a lot.
Okay.
So like when I host a lot at shows, like sometimes I will get told by the headliner, no crowd work, just do material. But like other times, it's like a pretty good practice to kind of like get the room settled in by like interacting with them so that they know to focus and pay attention. So, but like, I don't really do crowd work because I have bits that I've written and then I'm just like, I'm going to ask these people a leading question. And then when they answer, I'm just going to say what I was going to say anyways. Like I asked this woman The only time I've done Boston, I was out there and I asked this woman a question about like what she's going to be for Halloween. This is recently, and you know, she goes, "I'm from or where I forget. I think she said Lithuania." She's like, "I'm from wherever. We don't celebrate Halloween." And I was like, "Well, I'm just gonna say what I was gonna say." I just moved right on, you know, like because I was like, "Fuck, I only got 10 minutes," you know, like I can't dive into this, you know. But I don't know how to riff with somebody about where they're from and all that kind of shit. But sometimes it would help because like I did the comedy shop once. I did not interact with the crowd at all. And the next comedian did. And then as he's interacting with people in the front row, they all had such heavy accents from France. And I'm like, oh, there's a language barrier here. I should have gone slower, you know, because I was speaking fast. They weren't laughing. And I thought I was like, I did bomb. But I was like, oh, man, like they just don't like me. And then I'm like, oh, they don't understand me, you know?
Yeah, that is tough. Especially if you're like, especially if like you notice they're not laughing. At least for me, sometimes I'll feel like I'll get nervous and I'll subconsciously speed myself up. So then it's like you're making it even worse.
Yes. And now you've just finished. You got through your 10-minute set in 8 minutes, and now you've got 2 minutes to kill.
Right. You're on your like you punch on your last joke and you get the first light. You're like, oops,
Fuck.
you have to roll into something new.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, I do honestly. I feel like I do more like defensive crowd work.
Defensive crowd work.
Like
Ooh,
if I'm somewhere, like if I'm somewhere and there's someone who's been, I mean, sometimes shows mics too, and there's someone like heckling a lot, and I know I'm up in a few, I'll like start doing stuff in my head and I'll go up and prompt it. I like attack it right off of the bat. It's like I had one where there was, because we're in Hartford, so we get or West Hartford, so we get an interesting mix. We get like some more like, affluent, older, waspy people, but we also get college students because just like UHart is there, UConn law and stuff is in there. So we get some drunk frat guys, and one come out and he was just talking the whole time. And I went up, and as soon as I took the mic and took it off the stand and I moved it and I just leaned over the stage and got real close, and I was like, "Hey, so me and you, we're gonna play a game for the next 5 minutes. It's called the Quiet Game." And he got so embarrassed he just got up and like walked upstairs, and I was like, perfect. 10 seconds, I got a great laugh, everyone loved it, and now this annoying person is gone, so I can actually get into my material. So I feel like, same as you, I did a lot of like hosting open mic things, so I feel like most of my crowd work stuff is, I'll occasionally do like a joke if someone comes in, but I just, what it is? I feel like, and of course not like just, like singling out Matt Rife, but I feel like at that time, a lot of that stuff came up, and it's like, if you could do it and do it well, it's cool. It's just, I'm so sick and tired of seeing like, people go up to be like, "Where do you work? How long have you been to?" It's like, it's just so formulaic, and so, and then it sucks because sometimes you'll go and the people like either won't be from the country, so they won't get some of it, or they like don't want to participate, and then I'm like, this is just dragging for everyone. Yeah, I feel like it's one of those things that like, I don't know. I think people think it's for everyone, and I would just want to comics sometime and be like, I don't think crowd work is for you. Yeah, you might want to just spend a little more time writing and fleshing out those jokes.
The only real comedian that I've enjoyed doing crowd work is Stavros. Because I know he doesn't have a degree in this, but it feels like he has a degree in psychology. So when he's like talking to somebody, he like really breaks down like their personal life, like in a couple questions. And I'm like, God damn it. Like that's very good, because he gets something like kind of different than everybody, but I can't do that. Like I can't even do what Matt Rife does. So like, I'm just like, I'm going to lead with the crowd, but my goal is to interact with them so they just pay attention.
Yeah. I love Stavros. I think he's like really worldly. You can tell that he can like connect with like lots of different groups.
He's as big as the world. He's not going to hear this, don't worry.
No, I know. Please, I want to open for you now. Yeah. But you can tell when he has like different people on his podcast or whatever, that it's almost the same way of like a Shane Gillis or somewhere where you can see it. He goes up there and he'll go into a room full of people that are like big Trump supporters, but like crack a bunch of jokes about Trump, but they'll be I feel like you have to know people well enough to connect to them at their own level. And I think that's where a lot of like the crowd work comedians fail, is like they know like people like them, but they don't know enough other people. And then they'll start talking to someone who's not like them, and there's just nothing there.
Yeah. They're just like, they're really good at treating the crowd like it's their friend that they like normally just roast anyways, because there's like good crowd work comedians can like fucking just be like funny but mean and like kind of like get away with it, you know what I mean? Like because I just feel like sometimes a guy will be like, comedian slams crowd member, and it's just like, no, you just called them a stupid C word. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah, yeah.
Like,
You're just kind of lashing out. It wasn't even really funny.
It's not, you're not mad at me. You're mad at your dad, pal.
Yeah.
yeah. That's crazy. So, the Connecticut scene. So you're based out of Hartford.
Yeah.
The club is based out of Hartford.
West Hartford, yeah.
West
the Elbow
Hartford.
Room is where
Do you
a lot
ever-
of stuff goes down.
This is not comedy related. You ever go to Woody's Hot Dogs?
Is that
It's closed now. There was a Dolphins bar. Do you remember that?
I definitely remember hearing the name.
2013. This is
That sounds about
place
right.
to be.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that was like I was at Central up until like 2011, so I was probably out of town then, but it had been around a little before then. So
Okay.
yeah.
So I went to school at Springfield,
Mhm.
and there was a Man versus Food episode that came out,
Oh,
and he's
right,
like,
right,
"We're
right.
here at Woody's Hot Dogs in Hartford, Connecticut," and I'm in Springfield, so I'm like, "All right, I go." I was dating a girl that went to UHart at the time.
Mhm.
We both went, had some Woody's Hot Dogs, and it was like, "We're open every day except for Sunday." Unless the Dolphins are playing, and I'm like, all right, I want to be here. This is fun, you know. But yeah, hot dogs. Sorry,
No,
that's what I think of when I think of. When I think of Hartford, I think of the Whalers, I think of Woody's Hot Dogs, and I think of the Russian Lady, which I don't know if that's still open anymore.
You know, I think it is. For a while during the war, they changed it to the Ukrainian lady.
No
and I was like, this is kind of
fucking way.
pandering. I was
Really?
like, I don't think we think you're out here dropping bombs. Like, fuck.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of wild.
Yeah.
And I was like, can you do that? Is that not cultural appropriation? You're like, we're just Ukrainian now.
Yeah, like you have to like call your fucking liquor authority and change it
Yeah,
legally.
that-
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so funny. What a switch.
Hartford actually recently, I just saw they were ranked number 5, the rattiest city in the country.
Rattiest.
The only city in Connecticut, which means we're dirtier than Bridgeport.
Wow.
Not great.
Springfield, when I was going there, this is a part of the admissions tour. They're like, and the campus is very safe. The campus is very safe. And one of the parents is like, why do you keep saying the campus is very safe? And she goes, well, the city's just not. And we're like, what? So then they're like, yeah, it's actually the 8th most violent city in the country per capita. We're like, Jesus Christ.
Hey, at least they told you. Where I went to law school in Miami,
Uh-huh.
we had there were people who were exchange students from China that would go to the business school, and our campus had a gate around it. And, you had to swipe your card and everything to get
Mhm.
in. But I don't know if you remember. Did you ever see the music video for that first Rick Ross hit song "Hustlin'"?
No, I never saw the
But
music
it's if
video.
you go back, it starts off and it's all in color, and they're on
Uh-huh.
South Beach, and it's all the colors,
Uh-huh.
all the women walking around with the bikinis and everything, and the fancy cars. And then he's and then you cross the bridge to my side, and the whole thing goes to black and white. And then it's just them shooting in parking lots and stuff like that. And that was a block or two from where my law school was. So the
that.
first week, 9 kids got mugged.
No
They had to send
way,
everything
that's
out. And they're
wild.
you can't leave, I first got down there and I just pulled up my phone. And I was like, I'm gonna go get some beer. And I pulled up the nearest liquor store. It was the first time I went inside, and it was one where there was just a person he walked up like a bank teller, and all the liquor was behind glass and cages.
Wow.
And they had to go in the back, and I was like, I should not be here. I was like, I need to get back to campus right now.
I'm terrified.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be on the news.
Yeah, exactly.
That's so funny. Shit. So the comedy scene. Sorry, you get the
Yeah,
Elbow
yeah.
Room. The only Connecticut comedians that I really know, or have seen a lot, I would say, would be Connor O'Brien. I see him all the time. Do you know Connor?
Yep.
Okay, and then Chris Warren. I just met him. Just got a little bit more familiar with him.
Yeah.
Both great dudes. Both exceptionally funny.
Yeah. Very, very funny.
Yeah.
Chris Warren, his TikToks and Instagram stuff. His,
yeah.
defense contracting.
Yeah.
Stock trading stuff.
He just put out this video about about not quitting and keep going forward.
Oh,
you know?
I saw that you reposted that.
Oh,
the other
dude,
day,
I
yeah.
laughed so hard. It's just if they don't like you, then fuck them.
Yeah.
He's just so intense, but he's such a small, nice person in real life.
Yeah.
He's so nice.
Yeah, no, he is.
Yeah.
No, it's a good scene. There's a lot of good comics out there,
Mhm.
getting some younger people in, but it's gotten really good. The roast battle scene is really good.
Yeah, you've been on a couple of those.
I've been on a few. There's some ones there that we've been doing. So initially, so I mean, you know about like the regular roast battle league stuff they do
Yeah.
in New York and the bigger cities. So they started kind of like in almost like a minor leagues.
Okay.
And so it's like us, I think like Berlin, Germany. There's a few other ones. So I guess they're kind of doing like a soccer
Okay.
thing where they're taking like the lowest scoring city and they're getting relegated. And
Okay.
they're bringing like one of us up. So, but yeah, I did some in New York and stuff like that. But we got some really good. I don't know. Have you heard of Charity Gregory before?
No.
You got to check her out. She's a great roast comic, and she's gone and done a few of the ones like at Grove 34 and stuff
Okay.
like that in the city. So yeah, no, it's a good scene. It's, you know what I mean? It's a lot of people. It's kind of weird too, because it's like in between the two cities. Like New York's such a big comedy city.
Yep.
Boston's a big comedy city.
Yeah.
And I would say Hartford, at least for my experience, is a little more active than New Haven.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Is it really? I don't know anything
For
about the
me, I
comedy
mean,
scene.
I've seen a few, at least just from my, I mean, obviously, like I said, I'm closer to Hartford, so I do Hartford stuff more often. But I mean, I guess it would make sense because New Haven is so close that you're a train ride from New York anyway. So a lot of people like that are probably going to be trying to go into the city.
Are there like a lot of like bar shows out there? Like I'm so curious about like stage time, because like in the Hudson Valley, like we have Laugh It Up in Poughkeepsie, but then like you have to travel an hour and a half from here to get to Levity Live, or you can travel an hour and a half from here to get to the Funny Works, or the Comedy Works, and then in between that and here is the Funny Bone in Albany. So it's like there's 4 clubs, but they're all like an hour away. But so like to get any stage time, like you really have to like produce a bar show, or like just like figure out something.
Yeah, a lot of it is definitely bar shows. I mean, the place that we do it now, it is a bar, but there's like a little basement area that is like its own comedy club.
Okay, that's
attached
cool.
to it, but it's you know what I mean. It gives it a little bit of privacy, so you're not like
Yeah.
out there.
You
in
can
front
sell
of
tickets,
everyone.
which is cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You can kind of keep, check, because they have like, stand at the stairs and take tickets.
Mhm.
So that's cool. But then there's other places, kind of rotates. But honestly, there's like a lot of like don't tell shows there too.
Yep,
So they'll
Don't Tell's
find
been blowing
different
up out
things
there.
and set that up. So, and then, yeah, just a few people I know. There's just like different, like most of a decent amount of the comedians I know do like their own production things. So they'll do like a show here at this place, do a mic here at a bar there. So,
Mhm.
I mean, it's cool. Just, with how hard it is to stay open as a bar or a restaurant.
Dude, it's crazy.
There's places where we had one and someone started a mic somewhere and it was really good for a couple of weeks, and then the place like got behind on stuff and went out a bit. So that's kind of the thing, is it's like you have the comedians who want to do it, and you have the people who want to produce it and have the equipment and everything. Sometimes it's just hard finding like
A venue.
reliable rooms that will stay like that.
Yeah, that's true. It's interesting because it sounds, because I've been talking to a lot of comics from Tennessee lately, and it sounds very similar to like Tennessee, because all they have is like zanies out there.
I mean, we have like, I live close to where like our Funny Bone, well, it says Funny Bone Hartford. It's really in Manchester in a mall, but
Okay.
but I mean, there, you know what I mean, for like at my level, our level, there's not. I mean, that's where I did like my first open mic.
Mhm.
So sometimes they'll do like one open mic a month, but almost all of their shows are like bigger. I mean, sometimes, if you know the person who's on there, you can get on and open or host or feature or something on another show. But most of that stuff they're booking are like touring, like a Lavelle Crawford or Ari Spears or.
Do they poll local comics to do the hosting spot or anything?
There's like a few comics who are more established who've done stuff for a while, and then they'll
Okay.
kind of reach out and be like, hey, someone's doing a show on this night, like, do you want to do a couple sets? I haven't gotten
Gotcha.
on one yet. A few people I know have. I'd like to definitely get on one of those
The
soon.
Funny Bone?
Yeah. But yeah, so we have that. But other than that, there's not really like a lot of big comedy clubs, but a lot of places like there's like Caribbean restaurants, they'll do it, and they'll
Okay.
do like they'll have like a little basement room or something, they'll do it. So
That's sick.
it's cool. Yeah, you find some different stuff like that. And then there's also like, if you go up to the casinos, there's Comics Roadhouse, which is where they did like Last Comic Standing.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty decent sized room, but they do a lot of bringer shows there too. which
Really?
is-
Huh.
yeah, I mean, it's cool. It's a good stage and all that stuff. But
Mhm.
I mean, even from where I am, it's probably like 40, 45. So it's like sometimes kind of hard to like ask like 5 or 6 of your friends, like, oh yeah, on a Sunday night at 8 o'clock, you want to drive out to Uncasville with me?
Yeah.
They're like, I'll just wait till you do do an open mic next week in Hartford.
That town sounds racist.
It's on the Mohegan Reservation. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so Uncas is a
Uncas, I think it's a
indigenous
tribal
word.
name, yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, because I was gonna say, man, that's
No, everything up there at the casino. Have you ever been to Mohegan Sun or Foxwoods?
I have been to one of them. I might have been to both of them actually, because we just like my parents took me to casinos. I think when I turned like 21 or whatever. But going to Springfield, like I know we went to a casino for a senior trip, and then I found out I had a gambling problem, and then
I haven't been back.
Yeah, no. And then we went to a different casino for my buddy Andrew, his bachelor party, and I just didn't gamble at all because I'm just like, I can't do this. Like if I start, I'm
not much of a gambler. I like to watch other people gamble. I like to get like the secondhand rush of watching them win just without any of my own personal investment.
Yeah.
So
what happens is I see my buddies do well at blackjack or something. I'm like, oh, they can do it. I can do it. And then I start, and then I'm like, fuck, I've lost the $400. Yeah, that's so bad. I don't know when to walk away. That's my problem.
No, that's rough.
So that's why I can't do casino shows, because they keep asking. You know, I can't do them. Can't do them.
It's like, honestly though, it's so big there. There's like whole areas where it's like just huge restaurants and shops and music. Like it's big. It's like, I think they're like the biggest ones outside of Vegas in the country.
Yeah, cool place to hang out.
Yeah. Good rest. Like I said, good restaurants. They got Krispy Kreme. Get nice and drunk. Get some hot donuts at like 2 a.m.
I don't know which one it is, but it's like you walk into like it's almost like walking into a mall, but you feel like you're also in like Havana. You know, and it's just got like this real like Cuban vibe in there, and I'm like, oh man, this place is fucking awesome. Yeah. You feel like you're on vacation, but you're actually still stuck in a big building. Yeah. The last time I was in a casino, I think I went to go see Shane Gillis in Atlantic City, which the tickets were crazy cheap, but you find out is because you have to pay for a hotel room to stay down there, and like a hotel room on a Saturday night is like $650 easy. You know, it's insane. So I don't recommend doing that.
No, that's a lot.
Yeah, it's crazy. That was a good time. It was a good time. I throwback to when the Beautiful Dogs tour. Yeah,
it's always good to see a big act like that. Like I saw Lavelle Crawford a few months back.
Hell yeah,
he was really good.
Yeah, the Laugh It Up has been having Louis C.K. just drop in. Like he'll give like 2 days notice and it'll like sell out. But like that's been, I feel like I've just been really lucky because like I don't know how a lot of people feel about him still, but I believe in apologizing and making up for it. So because I'm trying to do the same thing, not what he did.
Off on people.
Yeah, I was. It's
I'm about to roll out of this room right now. Is that why the table's so narrow?
I've actually gotten you under the table like 6 times. Your Jordans are ruined. What's it called there? But no, like he came last year, and I came moments ago. But he came last year, and did like 11 shows in a couple months. Now he's back this year trying out new material again. And it's like really cool to just kind of see the evolution of his like writing process, or not his evolution, but how he evolves material. And it's like, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. I think the toughest thing for me is trying to figure out like, not only just the writing process, but I don't know if this thing for you is like, I feel like I write ideas down a lot. And then I'll have like a bunch of ideas, but I'm like, I feel like sometimes I'm so hungry to like try new stuff that I'm not like sticking with the old stuff and fleshing it out enough. Yeah. So I'm like always trying to find that balance of like, I want to keep doing new material, but then I also want to make sure that I'm working on like my older material to get it to like where it really needs to be, 100% the best joke it can be, and like trim all the fat.
I've got no problem writing. I have a very hard problem editing. Yeah. It's so bad.
Yeah. I have so many notes in here, and I'll just open it. I'm like, oh, this is a great premise, and I made no notes except the title, which I have no context for 3 days later.
I'll like write out a bit, try it on stage once, love it, and then I'll just repeat it and get it tighter. But I've never like squeezed it for more juice. You know what I mean? Like, oh, have you thought of this angle? But like, actually, I've never even considered that because I wrote it once and I like it.
I have some staple jokes. I feel like I've been doing from the beginning, that if I have like a big show, I tend to kind of go back to those, and I feel like a few of those I've done. I've also feel like I've done one and I've had the joke there, and then I've done another joke like unrelated, like a year later, and the topics are like close enough that I can kind of link one into the other.
Hell yeah,
So
I love doing that.
I feel like that's good too, because that's another thing that's tough sometimes is coming up with the transitions.
Yes,
Because for me, like, I mean, I I'll tell like stories and stuff for my life, but I do like different like I try not to like do too much like political stuff, but I like to do kind of like social commentary and cultural stuff like that. But sometimes it's so all over the place. I'll do like one joke and I'm like, how about 9/11? And what about all these hexagons? And you know what I mean? And I'm like, I don't really like, that's why sometimes it's tough to find that way to like transition from one into the other without just being like, all right, 180.
Mm-hmm. I try to pick like a general theme, but sometimes that doesn't work out for me. Like this latest like 10 that I've been running, because I just get a lot of 10-minute spots. But the latest 10 I've been running, we'll go talk about like my parents separating as I was a kid, and then my natural next story for that is who my dad dated when he was single for 2 years, because they were only separated for a little bit of time, and they're two women named Tammy, and they were both school bus drivers. Like, I think that's hilarious. It's the most redneck shit I've ever heard. And it's my life, so I could talk about it. So like, good. I naturally transition to that, and then I just close out. But like, the feedback I've gotten sometimes is like, you're really trauma dumping up there. Like, Jesus Christ. So sometimes it's like good to do silly and.
It's not, I don't want to be one of the, like, this is therapy kind of thing, but, like, honestly, I come up with so much material when I'm, like, I do therapy, like, every Saturday morning, and I'll be in there sometimes, and, like, I'll just be in the middle of ranting about something, I'll look over, my therapist just, like, wheezing, laughing, and I'm just like, all right, I got to make note of that one.
Yeah.
But it's true, it's like, but honestly, I feel like the more I've started to do that, and I kind of got into doing comedy in the first place, because I was just, like, doing my regular job and just I was like, I'm not getting, you know what I mean? I need something that brings me like more joy and satisfaction. So I started 100%. Doing comedy and got a lot out of it. And, wherever it goes, obviously it'd be great to, get a Netflix special someday and not have to do any of that other stuff. But it's just a good like outlet, and it's a good thing to like, you know what I mean? Even again, I don't want to get too into like, we're like the modern day philosopher, because I think that argument really does a disservice to like actual philosophy.
Yeah.
But I do feel like it's like one of the better mediums for like societal and cultural critiques that we have, especially since
I'll agree.
I feel like public intellectualism is just so bankrupt now. Like most of the people that would consider those modern day philosophers are just like trying to sell books or courses or doing some like rage baiting speech as opposed to like actually, it's like all that like online debate bro kind of stuff. And I'm like, yeah, we don't have that like public intellectualism anymore. And I feel like this is a way to do it, but also like lighthearted too, because sometimes people don't want to hear stuff that's like, maybe not great about their side, but humor, like that's why I love South Park, is I feel like South Park is sometimes the only way that I see certain people, they take themselves so seriously, and then it'll be the one thing where they'll make fun of something they believe in and they can laugh at it, and I'm like, oh, that's so, you know what I mean, that's such a skill and a talent to me, you know what I mean, to like, if you can do a joke about Trump in a room that's in a county that went 70% Trump and they laugh at it, like that's, I don't know, I find that really impressive. I find that like, you know what I mean, that's where like, that's like where the real skilled comedians are, is when you could take something that somebody believes in and get them to like laugh at like maybe the preposterousness of part of their own
definitely
viewpoint.
Like they have to acknowledge that it's a little crazy sometimes,
right?
But that is like why I find the value in comedy. And like, I'm not a politics comedy guy. Now, if you're going to the mic after this, I have a political joke that I'm working on.
Nice.
But like, I tend not to do politics at all, but I do think it's important, just because there is, I feel like, and I'm not a religious guy either, but I feel like with the lack of faith that people have now, they've replaced that with politics. Okay. And like people that would have been like Bible thumpers are now like, far left or far right. And, so that's become their identity. And I just think like we need to make fun of that. So a red or a blue tie does not become a deity, wow, because they're people, they should not be treated as such.
Well, and that's the thing is everyone is so like on one side or the other that it's like they're just like, okay, what does my side think about this, or what does my side think about this? And I was like, sometimes if you take a step back, like it's just absurd. Like even sometimes like the topic of the thing that you're like, sometimes it'll be so deep in a debate, and I'll just step out and I'm like, really, we're talking about like who's on the box on butter?
Yeah.
Like people are right wingers getting bent up about a shape about this, and I was like, nobody I know said anything about this. Like, everybody's mad over something that's like not even a big deal.
Yeah, that's the truth. We're just arguing over commentary that we saw on the internet.
Right. That's the thing. So many times is like people say this, and it's like you have to go like 7 clicks back to find out like what people are even arguing about in the first place. And it's like when you were a kid and you played telephone and it gets to the last one and it's like completely different than what the first person said.
Mm-hmm.
So
this is probably a little negative than we usually do for the pod, but like the fucking the beautiful thing about comedy since I've been in it has been like, oh, this is like a cool community. Like as far as I know, everybody's been really kind of like helpful towards me, and everybody's been like really nice. So like I really love this community. When the Charlie Kirk thing happened, it got really ugly for a lot of different comedians. Like whatever what you said on there, it got ugly one way or another. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, because it was only like, if I went on Instagram, it was only comics that had opinions on this, and I'm like, Jesus, guys, like what the fuck?
I also think it was interesting because like the open mic that I go to pretty much weekly is on Thursday, the Elbow Room, and the Charlie Kirk shooting happened on a Wednesday the 10th, which meant the next day was open mic night, and the day after Charlie Kirk shot, and 9/11.
Yeah.
So I remember one lady just walked out and halfway through, and I was like, if you're easily offended, this is arguably the worst night in the history of open mic stand-up comedy to come out. But yeah, that was, and it was one of those that for me, as someone who's like a little bit more like tuned in politically, I felt like it was kind of frustrating because I felt like I had a lot of material because I kind of follow that stuff, and then people who don't pay any attention came out, and by the time I went up for my set, people had done like 30 jokes already, and I was like, all right, pardon the pun, but I really don't want to keep beating a dead horse here. Like this is, I gotta just make one quick reference and like move on. But
it's a while.
It's also one now where it's like, is the joke going to be original enough because people are making so many, and then is it worth it to potentially have that one person in the crowd who's going to like stand up and start yelling, and now it's going to derail your whole set? Like, I mean, I guess if you think the joke is good enough, like it's your set, but for me, most of the time, I'm like, is it worth potentially having, this person disrupt it, and then I lose like half of my set with this person heckling? And
or just like, I don't know, like opinions on Instagram and whatnot, and just like losing somebody that might have booked you for a bar show or anything. It's like, that stage time is valuable. You want to get that, and so your opinion. I did the Staten Island Comedy Festival on September 12th this year. So like when I get there, I always get to venues early, and I'm like, yeah, like what's it like down here? Like I don't know. And they're like, hey, you can say whatever you want. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Then he pauses and he goes, don't bash Trump too much. I was like, oh, okay. And then he's like, don't talk about 9/11. We got a lot of firefighters here. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then he goes, no Kirk. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. And then
it just slowly walked that back.
Exactly.
Be quiet.
Yeah. So like a different comedian from Staten Island, the guy who actually got me into the festival, was performing, and the set wasn't going his way, so he just made a "Protect Your Neck" reference from like Wu-Tang Clan, and it was like I laughed pretty hard, but the whole room just went dead quiet. And he was like, all right, see you later. He just got out.
But I think honestly, as a comedian, if you're going to do jokes that are going to be like offensive to a group of people, I feel like you got to do it when you're around. Like I have a 9/11 joke, and that's why when we did that show at Broadway, I was like, if I'm a coward if I don't do this joke here.
Yeah.
I'm within like a train ride. Like, so that's, you know what I mean? That's the thing is like, for me, I think whatever it is, you can joke about most things, I would say, but I would just always say like, it has to be funnier than it is offensive. If for a lot of stuff, it's so offensive that like, it's really hard to find something that's going to get up to that level.
Yeah.
But I just think it's kind of funny still with 9/11 because it's been a really long, you know,
20
like
plus
9/11
years,
is plenty old enough to drink now.
Yeah.
Like, and then we're just so callous with other stuff, and we go to the bar and we're like, don't talk about 9/11. Let me get a kamikaze and an Irish car bomb.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, terrorism is only funny in other countries, I guess.
At a bar called the Russian Lady.
Yeah, right.
I miss that place. I had one good night there. Oh man. All right. Before we wrap up here, do you have anything you want to plug or anything like that?
I mean, I gotta check out Connecticut Roast Battle League. We put our battles up on YouTube. Do about one a month. It's usually the first Saturday, so there's some really good stuff there. We get some comedians from Rhode Island, from New York come in. I think one we're doing in December. I think Mike's going to be on it.
Hell yeah!
Biate, so
nice.
So yeah,
are you battling him?
Oh no, I'm not yet.
Okay.
I'm sure it's gonna happen eventually because I feel like we've been in enough roast things that like just you know what I mean. Eventually, the combination is gonna come together to set that up. So that'll be fun.
Yeah, he'll like send me somebody's. I've never done a roast battle before, but he'll like send me somebody's page, and he'll be like, "What do you think about this?"
Right now,
yeah.
I'm sure he's gonna hit me. I was gonna be like, "Let me get some intel on this."
Yeah, it's so funny, man. I like ghostwriting. I don't think he ever uses my jokes, but like sometimes he'd be like, "What you said about this made me think of this joke," and I'll use that, and I'm like, "Oh, okay."
It's
cool.
good sometimes you just bounce jokes off of other people too.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
people that won't necessarily know the person, but.
Yeah.
No. So I mean that this Saturday I'm going to be at the Elbow Room Saturday night 9:00.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, hopefully I'll get love to do a show up here, do some more in the city, get on with Conrad. But
hell yeah.
Yeah, just looking forward to wrapping this year up and getting started on whatever next year's got in store comedy wise.
Hell yeah. Yeah, we'll definitely have you out this way. Yeah, because I think you're funny. Cool. So we're going to wrap this up here. Likable is filmed and recorded with Radio Free Rhinecliff. Thank you to Jen Hammoud and Matthew Rosenberg, our producers. And thank you to Epicurean, which hosts us for each and every episode, unless we're doing it on the road. But if you do, or you're in the area, please come in, stop and shop. Not the store, but here. And then, get some coffee. Dustin's drinking Earl Grey tea.
Some delicious English breakfast tea. It's
English
fantastic.
breakfast. Yep. Nice plug. Thank you.
Gotta do the Van White.
Hell yeah. Likable is a comedy-based podcast. We're experts in absolutely nothing and should not be taken seriously. Consider this your daily dose of questionable wisdom and guaranteed hilarity. We hope. Proceed with caution and a healthy dose of skepticism. Dustin Fiore. Thank you so much for coming in, man.
Thank you for having me, man. Good time.
Hell yeah. Music. That's how I know when I should start hitting the music.
The music.
I wish I had the... there is technology.